Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Tamika and today I finally will be showing you everything that I made in May. Thanks so much for joining me again this week. I hope you are well. I know I'm running a little bit behind schedule on this one. We are now well into June, but today I will be showing you everything that I got finished in the month of May. Now before I go on to that, if you're new here, welcome and feel free to subscribe down below. You can turn on the bell notifications as well to know when I post. I post weekly, but I don't really have a set day, so that'll really help you out there. Don't forget you can like this video as well. And yeah, let's get into it. All right, before I get too far into this, I wanted to start with a plan that I had that I didn't actually get to. I have started cutting this pattern out, but I haven't finished cutting it even because I'm a bit stuck on what to do design-wise. I have already asked this question on Instagram, but it wasn't really a unanimous vote over there, so I'm asking it here as well. So leave your opinion below, but what I need to decide is with these sleeves, do I pattern match the check so that they're all running straight across that sleeve, or do I offset it? It's a very hard decision. So this is the pattern that I'm using. I've copied it and put my traced version in there. I have made a few adjustments to it for fit. So I've just reduced it down about a size, and hopefully I've done it in a way that it's going to work. But this is the fabric that I'm using. It is a linen cotton blend from East Coast Fabrics. I don't think it's available anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, that's what I'm working with. I am up to cutting the sleeves and I can't decide whether to cut matching the pattern here or doing it offset. So I've done a couple of, I've traced the form and just kind of roughly sketched out. This one is where they kind of match and this is where it would be offset. So let me know what you think. I think I'm leaning towards matched because there'll still be like a top stitching seam that you can see it with. I might even do like matched but with a shorter white section, so it's not completely even crisscross. It'll just be a little more obvious that there's something different going on there. I did have a suggestion to do a bias cut sleeve so that all of the checks would be running diagonally, which I think is a fantastic idea, except I don't have enough fabric to be able to do that. I really only have enough to be able to kind of squeeze it all in just to get the straight sleeves. So, but yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. I would love your opinions and help choosing there. All right, moving on to the things that I did actually make this month. I'm going to start with the LB Textiles Sage Tee pattern. So this I made a version for my husband for his birthday. That was like at the very start of May, so it's been a while. But it was a really easy sew. I made it in a black rayon blend jersey. So it's a really super lightweight drapey finish to it. Now my husband does prefer a fitted tee, so I have promised him several of these for his wardrobe. So I have actually since resized the pattern down a size because I did make it in the smallest size that it came in, but it's still a little bit too relaxed for him. I've also altered it to be a V-neck because my husband is a fan of V-necks, so I am currently finishing that one off for him. But yeah, Sage Tee is a free pattern and highly recommend. Also using the Sage Tee this month, I made myself a dress. So what I did was find where it kind of hit the waist point and went straight down from there. Look, I probably could have just gone straight down from the armhole or even at a slightly wider angle to allow for hips, but I am aware of that for future, so I can make those adjustments then. With this one, I am tempted to take it up a little bit at the bottom as well, just to make it a little bit more playful. At the moment, I think it feels kind of, I think it looks kind of like a nightie, like a, I don't know if that's what everyone calls it, but like something you'd wear to bed. It's super comfy though. The fabric is a cotton lycra blend from Homecraft Textiles. I will link all of these things down below so you can check them out there. But yeah, I plan to make another one similar in the future, but I might actually even go up at least a size, if not a couple, because I really want like a loose vintage shirt sort of vibe. And when I lengthen it, I still want it to look like a shirt. I don't want it to look like a t-shirt dress, if that makes sense. So I'm probably gonna, it'll end up looking like a t-shirt dress anyway because I'm tall, so I need something to cover everything. But yeah, so I have another one of these planned for the future. But again, it was a nice simple make. I am getting very familiar with sewing knits, so I am excited to keep expanding my sewing repertoire. The next thing I have to show you is the dress that I made for our anniversary. So again, this was very early in the month and was a little bit of a rush make, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. I used this pattern here. This is McCall's 7598, and I made view A, so the little short version there. This was super easy because it didn't have any closures or anything that I needed to deal with. So it was easy in that sense, but there was a few things that I needed to deal with along the way. Number one was when I made it with a lining because the fabric that I used is quite sheer on its own. So I did have to line it. So I essentially made two dresses and just joined them together at that neck line. And from there, I've just hand sewn down the raglan seams to join the two together so it's not kind of shifting around too much. I did find that it was quite a loose fit. Like I knew the pattern says it's a loose fit, but like really loose. I probably could have sized down for one. But what I ended up doing to rectify that was I added a couple of cotton loops at the waist and made a tie with some of the scraps that were left over to just cinch that waist in a little bit. And I like to tie it at the back so there's no kind of sash or anything in the front to break up the pattern. So yeah, I just kind of loop it through as if I'm going to tie it at the front, but then I pull it back behind me and tie a nice little bow there. So yeah, that's kind of the adjustments that I made to that pattern. I have got a blog post on this one if you wanted to read more detail about it. I had a major error at the end, right at the end of sewing everything. I'm talking, this was the day after our anniversary, so I'd worn it for our anniversary and kind of done a dodgy hem job just with the rolled hem on the overlocker to wear for dinner, and then fixed it up with a proper tiny hem, narrow hem the following day. And as I was giving it a final press, it was too hot and melted a little hole right in the center back at the bottom of the skirt. So it's like I got a little trigger happy or something. I wanted a quick fix for it because I wanted to take pictures for Instagram that day. And so I went for a lightweight interfacing and just kind of ironed a patch on, and it wasn't light enough. And so you can, I mean, it's not obvious, but if you know it's there, it's obvious, and if once you see it, you kind of can't unsee it. So it was a very disappointing end to a whirlwind sewing adventure. But I'm still very happy with the dress, and I will hopefully get some wear out of it despite that little hiccup on the back of it. Next up, I've got a bit of a double whammy and outfit going on over here. I'm going to start with the top first. So this is from the McCall's 7721 pattern. I have made this before, and it is quickly becoming one of my favorite tops to make and to wear. I have made view B both times. So this one here, so it's got a slightly longer ruffle than view A, and I love it. So this one is a learn to sew pattern, so it does come with a set of kind of beginner friendly instructions and like a whole big section right at the start that kind of gives you a lot of in-depth information that patterns don't usually come with, which is fantastic. Yeah, the only thing with this one, the sleeves are gathered onto the shirt. So they do kind of become quite heavy where the ruffle attaches. I think by the looks of it, view A might be more of a flutter as opposed to a gather. Does that make sense? So it attaches more, like there's less material attaching at that seam. So I might give that one a go next time and see if I can make it a little bit longer. So that one would be cut in more of a circle rather than a fairly straight line. And that's kind of the only thing I have to say about that one. It can be a bit heavy there where it attaches when you've got so much fabric gathered into it. So if you do have a fabric with stretch in it, it does kind of pull a little bit, I guess, and hang really quite heavy. So yes, I will definitely be making this pattern again, and it's one of my go-tos. I love that it's a t-shirt, but it's got a point of difference. And then moving down to the pants, these are the amazing Chandler pants by Untitled Thoughts. So with this one, I made the version with darts, a straight front seam, and I added the optional bed loops as well. It's a great pattern. I love the elastic back. Again, nice, easy instructions to follow. No complaints really in terms of the pattern. I did have to make a few adjustments for fit, which is totally normal for me with pants. So what I've done, I had to adjust the crotch curve a little bit to give me enough length through that seam, and I will for future need to lengthen the center back a little bit because I do find that the elastic kind of pulls down a little bit at the back. I will also grade the pattern the next time I make it because I just made it in a straight, which size? I think a straight size 2, which kind of sort of works, but my hips could definitely do with a little bit of room. Not even my hips, it's my bum. But yeah, I know for next time that I can do that. So I will probably grade through to a 4 on the hips next time. Speaking of, I have been teasing it for a little while, so I'm getting my bum into gear, and that should be next week's video. If it's not, you'll know something's gone wrong, but I do plan to have a sew along with that one, and I do plan to add in an actual zip front for those pants, so keep an eye out next week I'm very excited about it. I'm crossing all of my fingers and toes that I actually get it to work. And yes, keep an eye out for that one. This outfit here is like just everything to me at the moment. I wear it way too much and love every bit of it, and am very happy that it is in my wardrobe. So that's everything that I made this month. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to keep more up to date with what it is that I'm doing, I post a little bit more regularly over on Instagram. I do stories, and I will post finished outfits over there before they show up here. So you can get a little sneak peek over there. I will leave all of my socials linked down below. And I think that's it. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I will see you next time. Bye.